Okay, what you see here, listen, we want to start with, you want to go ahead and start cubing or chuck the roast. This one right here was like 2.5 pounds. So remember this, listen, the size of the chunks or the cubes that you make, that's the size it's going to be. It's going to shrink just a little bit. And right here, I'm just showing you guys, how I did it. You can see the streaks of fat. Listen, we want to trim that. So right here, you see that fat right there? What I'm doing is I'm just cutting it, just trimming it, because you don't want that fat to be, that greasy film, inside of your stew. So just go ahead and cut them, again, I'm trimming right here. And then again, you just want to go ahead and cut them into whatever size bites you would like for them to be. Ahead and move to cutting up our potatoes. Now here, size is up to you how you want to do it. Just keep in mind the size that you cut them, they got to go in your mouth. If you want bite size, you can cut them bite size. If you want them want them to be a little bit bigger, you can cut them a little bit bigger, break them with a fork or a spoon, however you want to do it. But then once you get them cut, then you can see right here, I cut them into fours also, 1/4. So we'll just call that quarters. Then I just go ahead and start adding everything to the crock pot. So we had the beef cubes after they were browned. We came back and then we put the potatoes, we got onions, then we got that W sauce, and then we'll just continue on. Look, this right here is a fire roasted diced tomatoes. This right here is another little, key pro tip, using fire roasted tomatoes. That's awesome. Then we come back with dried oregano, and then the rest of the ingredients, you got paprika. And then listen, it's one thing you didn't see me do right here. Listen, I gotta tell you this. Okay, right here you see I'm adding the garlic. That's 1 garlic clove. I use my spoon, to break it, open it up. And what you did not see me do is I added 3 cups of beef broth. Remember, 3 cups of beef broth, and then you want to stir it and get it all mixed up. And then, finally, then the last thing you do is you add, listen, you can add 1. It depends on if the bay leaf is big. It could be 1 big bay leaf, and you can see the bay leaves I had right there were kind of small, so I went ahead and used just 3. And then right here, listen, I'm setting it. We're gonna cook it on high. I cooked it on high for 5.5 hours. If you want to cook it on low, you double it. So that would have been 11 hours on low. So with that being said, you guys, that's what it looks like once it's done. That right there came out real nice. And if it comes out a little bit, a little bit too much liquid, you can always add 2 tablespoons. I call this a slurry. You can mix 2 tablespoons of flour, a tablespoon of butter, in a little water, and then add it to your liquid, and that will help thicken it up, and then cook it for about 15 minutes.